So you're facing Topuria, who is something of a division boogeyman. This is obviously not the first boogeyman that you've run up against. What do you think is your route to victory here? Do you think his striking and his submissions are overhyped, or do you think he's a genuine threat that you need to take seriously?
Oh, look, he's a dangerous opponent. You know what I mean? He probably hasn't proved himself against the top guys, but it doesn't mean he's not as good as he says he is, right? We'll figure out, but we get to find out February 17th. I think, obviously everyone does have a puncher's chance, but to be quite honest, I think that's all he's got. I'm very confident in my experience and how calculated I am, my fight IQ. And I think that's what gets it done. You know what I mean? Again, he's young, he's dangerous, a lot of hype around him, but that all ends in a couple of weeks. So again, there's things you need to be careful with him, but at the same time, I'll make people fight my fight, and that's what I plan on doing. I plan on going out there and showing him there is levels. He thinks he's the best, but he will be, he'll not reminded. He's going to be shown that, there are levels to this, and then maybe. As I've been saying in a couple of interviews and that, he's you got to earn your stripes. He hasn't been there. I think he thinks he's the man. He thinks he's the top of the division already, and he hasn't even faced anyone right up there. But I think if he ever gets to that point where he's going to be a champion or a great champion, he needs me to do what I plan on doing to him. I'm going to give him a good humbling. Maybe he can bounce back after that and learn a thing or two, and then we'll see what happens from there. But he's going to be shown a good lesson, a good humbling. So I can't wait to do that.
Get involved.
Hey Volk, where does this bloke rank compared to the others that you've defended your belt against?
I mean, it's hard to say. Again, so I'm not trying to throw a heap of shade on him, but I mean, say we've a lot of fighters, we earn our respect, you know what I mean? Everyone up here, we earned our respect by fighting, tough opponents and whatnot. And I just, he hasn't had the opportunity to do that. But, it's just, look, I don't think he's as good as he says he is, to be quite honest. But we will see. Maybe that's the wrong way I put it. He hasn't showed us he's as good as he says. He hasn't been put in a position against the top athletes to show us that. But we get to see what he's made of come fight time, you know what I mean? So I'm preparing for a man that is as good as he says he is. So he thinks he's the man, all right, I'm preparing for that. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So I'm going to turn up and I'm going to be waiting. But if you're not up to that standard, like I said, there's going to be a good humbling experience for him. I think... like I said, he needs it anyway. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate the guy. He's hyping the fight up. I love it. All I have to do is go out there and teach him a lesson, right? So it's pretty good for me. I just need to train hard and do what I plan on doing, and then that's the perfect ending to that story. He's playing the perfect part. I'm obviously coming off the last fight, so there's going to be people that are going to be doubting and things like that. He's undefeated, you know what I mean? He talks, all this sort of stuff, so he's playing the part perfectly. So I just get to show that, where I'm at. Where do I rank him? I just don't know, because he hasn't. I haven't got to see that. I'll tell you on the fight night. I think I'm trying to think of a division. Max is fighting Gaethje, so that's going to be a fun one. I want to let's see, because I've said that chin is invincible. Let's see if it is. You know what I mean? It's going to be put to test again with Gaethje. So. Let's see how that goes down. So I'm looking forward to that one too.
After your fight with Topuria, where you end his hype train, is there anyone else at featherweight that you'd be thinking about? Because I know a lot of people close to the top of that ladder, you've already ended their role. So would you be looking more towards a rematch, or is there anyone who's coming up the ranks that looks more?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I'm not sure. So for me, it's just I like having a clear guy, which is Topuria right now, which is unreal. But as I said earlier, that lightweights are obviously there, so that's probably something that I'd look to. But because I want to fight a few times this year as well. But yeah, who's next? I don't know. Obviously, you got guys like Mosvar who's undefeated and all that, but it just needs to be clear. There's guys that won't be too far off, but I guess time will tell who's there. But while we're figuring that out, we'll have some fun fights at lightweight, maybe.